this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, HG Weiss Sinanju. Now, despite the pronunciation or the spelling, which starts with a W, in Korea we call this the Weiss Sinanju, which I really do not know why, unless there's some sort of information I'm missing about. But anyway, I'm gonna call this the Weiss Sinanju. Once again, this is a premium Bandai kit, meaning it's a limited edition based on the actual HGUC Sinanju. This one has, well, kit-wise, there's no change except for the equipment stuff. So anyway, let's get on to the review. Now, I got this kit some time ago, and I wanted to review it, but a lot of other stuff came up, so this got delayed, and finally got a chance to build it, and now I'm reviewing it. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about the components and leftover parts, because any premium Bandai kits, there's always a chance that it comes with a good amount of leftover parts from the original kit. So let's see what we got. Now, first of all, you get the Weiss Sinanju, of course, which I'm gonna push it back a little bit, and I'm gonna put the camera a little bit up to the front and talk about the other stuff. Now we have the sticker sheet. Now this is the part where I sort of start to, how should I say, I usually don't regret buying kits, but this was like the first time I started to feel like, oh boy, did I do the right purchase? But after applying the stickers, they weren't as bad as I thought. Of course, I'm already suffering from some issues where some stickers are about to peel off. Now you can see I did not use all the silver ones that's supposed to go onto the sword because I really didn't feel like it. And the red ones, there are some ones I did use and some parts that I did not use. So while I was applying the sticker, someone told me like some parts, like the ones that goes on the chest, told me that if I have like some sort of small knife, I can cut off only the red parts and apply the sticker. That actually was a pretty good idea as well. Or I guess the best way is what people call reverse washing, is where you color the entire part red that's supposed to go with that you're supposed to put the stickers on, and then you color the part that's supposed to be black in black, so you don't risk putting red parts on the black area. Anyway, this is the amount of stickers you get, and some stickers like these parts, honestly, I couldn't really find them on the instruction manual, so I passed. So sorry if I'm not able to show you guys which of these parts are supposed to go to. Okay, that's that, and I'll show you guys its original components. Now this is the main components. You get a shield, which actually does serve as a shield and another weapon, which I will demonstrate. So yeah, this is a shield. You got two handles, so you can either use it on any hand, and you get the sword. Now this is the one. These two are supposed to use those silver stickers, which I did not feel like. Now this sword, just your typical sword, but whoa, actually, yeah. I was testing this out because I couldn't remember which way you're supposed to put the sword in. As you just saw, you can actually store the sword onto the shield, which is possible. And as another thing, if you saw the inside, this sword is actually composed in three parts: the handle and the two blades on each side. So it's good to know that this is not one of those snap two pieces together sort of sword. And because there is another function for this sword as well, so that's another reason. And you get 4 hands in total. Currently, I forgot to attach one other hand on the right side of the arm, but you're supposed to get 2 fists for each hand, and then 2 multi-purpose hands on each for left and right as well. I'm currently using one on the left side, so you only have this, and I already detached this just to save time for later. And then finally, you get a trigger finger that technically this version does not require, but you do get one. And here is the part where I show you guys the leftover parts. Of course, before that, some leftover polycaps, only like one, I think. And then here are like the main stuff. Now, if you saw the sticker sheet, now, first of all, here is the shield component. You get parts to build the actual shield of the Sinanju, and here is the arm connector as far as I know. Once again, I don't own the original Sinanju, so There might be parts that I don't even know what that is, but I believe this is like a shield connector, and this is like an action-based connector. That's what I'm guessing. But the main thing is that you do get the original shield. The only thing you'll be lacking is the sticker that goes on to the shield, I believe. So yeah, it's good to know that you get like the original shield as well. And beyond that is this plate, which yeah, I was kind of lazy to cut individual pieces off. Now you get, I believe by the looks of it, it looks like you do get the pieces to build the original beam rifle. So that's a definitely big plus, and you do get a trigger finger, so you can actually build this beam rifle and then use it. Now this part, the beam axes or beam tomahawks. These ones, I assume you can build it, but the problem is you don't actually get the beam effect part, so that's the only downside of these. So unless you have leftovers, or maybe you can make your own effect parts, that would be, yeah, amazing. So that was all for the leftover parts. Let's get on to the review. Now, since I don't own the Sinanju, I'm going to actually show you guys the basic articulation and stuff. Okay, as you can see, all these stuff are like stickers, so yeah, go figure. And another thing I wasn't really too aware is that this kit does have these clear pink pieces. Some people don't like these, some people say it's okay. I just found it interesting that they actually did this. I mean, I wasn't really aware on the show. Maybe the Sinanju concept, well, according to the manual, unlike the actual original Sinanju where it moves around and fight, it moves a lot and fight. This one is like kind of the opposite, where it doesn't move a lot. It keeps its stance, and then yeah, it's more of a defensive attack style. Okay, so let's go on with the head first. Now on the head itself, you only get one sticker, which is for the Amanoi, which you can barely see. I think I can see that right over there, but it's really hard to see, to be honest. So I had some trouble taking pictures of this kid. Okay, for the head, it's pretty basic. I mean, you can go, oh boy. You can go down that much, which isn't too, obvious. And then it can go up, which isn't too much as well. I mean, in 360 twist, I mean, okay, this is just the basic, and I think if I force it, I can go more, but I'm not gonna force it. Okay, so that's that, and I want to talk about the backpack, because the backpack was surprisingly well balanced. I mean, I was kind of worried about the balance issues, but this thing isn't as back heavy as I imagined. Now these fuel canisters, I'm not sure what color of the original ones were. I think they were white or black, but this one comes in blue, like a really dark blue or navy blue. Is that what they call it? But yeah. So these are connected on ball joints, and you have these big thrusters that can move side to side a little bit. And then since there's another peg joint right over here, you can go move up and down a little bit. Well, actually a good amount. And you can open these parts up so you can make it look like it's actually using the thrusters. So, and that's pretty much it. And so this thing is like loaded with thrusters. You already got 6 on the back. So that's that. For the shoulder, you do get the basic shoulder movement, I guess. I mean, this was the time where everything had this movement, so that's good amount. That's a good amount if you ask me. And then you have the spikes on the shoulder guard, actually not on the top or on the side, and you have more thrusters right over here, and the arm can go more than 90 degrees, a little bit more higher than you think. And then it has your typical 360 twist on the arm itself, and you have, well, I guess that's the best you can do. You only get a 90 degree bend, which I believe is pretty good enough for this kid. And you have your typical ball jointed hands, and if not obvious, the stickers on the arms. I'm not sure. This one only covers up the front, and only on the back you only cover this part. So I'm not sure if the original had like more stickers than this. Then again, anyway, just to prove that this is actually from the original Sinanju, despite this one does not use the Sinanju shield, it still has the holes to plug in the shield connector. Now, one issue I'm having with this kit, other than the stickers, is the arm, because I'm not having the problem on this arm, but on this side of the arm, the more I move it, it tries to pop out a little bit easily. So I'm not sure why, but I was wondering if the original Sinanju or other people had like similar issues on that. Okay, so let's talk about the waist. The waist section, nothing too special. I mean, the only thing I was pretty impressed was like how well connected these pipes were on the side, because I wasn't when I was first building the front skirt. There were these holes inside here, which I was not sure what they were, but I was pretty impressed how well done they did with the pipe connection. So front skirt, they don't move that much. They come in a single piece, but you can cut the middle to make them individual. But even so, I don't think it would make a big difference. The side skirts move a good amount. Once again, more thrusters, and then back skirt also moves. These are actually I can't remember when was the last time I saw like the back skirt also move on a Gunpla kit. And let's see, on an HD of course. For the that's pretty much it. And once again, stickers, clear pink pieces on here on the crotch area as well. The legs, because of the front skirt, there's not much you can move. But if you can like force move the front skirt or remove it, and then the leg would go more. And you do have like a double jointed bend. This is I'm gonna as well. So very good articulation on the leg, and you have your typical ball jointed feet. And so very flat feet. So no need to worry. It's not like one of those high heel style feet, which I really hate. Okay, so, and another thing which I do not understand is that, well, I guess for the kid-wise it makes sense, but if in the show it sometimes show the side thrusters can be moved to the front, but for this one you can't rotate. You have to take this part off and then rotate into the front like this. So that's a little bit downside, but I guess it's not much of a big deal. Okay, now let's go on with its equipment. Oh, another thing that a lot of people might be wondering is that there's no side swivel on this. This is just a ball joint connection to the side, so there's no side swivel. But because it's a ball joint connection, you do have a little bit of movement, and to the side that you can't go that much. Which I was pretty surprised because I was pretty aware that this came out when the Unicorn Gundam series was going on, and I believe like a lot of UC kits, which Unicorn series kid have a good amount of articulation on the sides, but oh well. Okay, that was my first balance issues. Whoops. But okay, now let's look at its equipment. Now we have the shield. The shield. So I was wondering on how the weapons work because it was like really using the shield and sword like a really nightstand. Now here is the handle. You have these two handles. This one is for the other arm. So if you're using on the left arm, you have to use this handle and just plug it in, and there you go. Now if you look at it like this, it's kind of awkward. So you might want to like twist the shield a little bit so it looks like it's actually holding a shield. So because it's not actually in the middle, that's the part where it might bug a lot of people. At least for me, that's how it is. And we have the sword, which actually I'm going to show you guys. Because in the show, it pulled out the sword from the shield like this. So I was wondering how that worked, but I guess it's not as smooth as I imagined. As you can see, there's these two pegs here, and there's these two holes here. You can attach those two pegs onto the shield like this. And that's basically how the principle is. Yeah, this is how it works. Very long. Actually, this is a pretty long shield if you include the sword as well. So that's that. And okay, I guess I'm gonna have to show you guys this part. Now some people are actually wondering how does it hold the sword. Now it's not too bad, but not too great at the same time. Now it holds it, but it's going to be a little bit wobbly and it's gonna spin around time to time. So just keep that in mind. And for and there's one more function for the shield, which is you can detach these easily, and then you don't go in like this, but you have to rotate on this side. This piece is actually behind the handle, so it actually rotates. So you have to go something like this, and then on the other side, also same principle. You do it like this, and then this thing itself becomes like weapons, which is kind of odd, but another thing is that you can detach. As I said, the sword is consisted with 3 pieces. You can detach these, and then you can attach these swords onto the handle, inside the handle, which becomes like this. So it becomes this one's longer, the other one is shorter, like that. So yeah, I think I got that one right. So yeah, this one I believe in the battle log episode, the Weiss Sinanju actually did use this function. So yeah, for me it feels a little bit awkward for the short sword version, but the long one actually does make sense to me at least. So, um, so once again, you can using those handles, you can attach the these weapons onto the hands as well. So, and it's actually fun to do. Despite this side might feel awkward, but with the long one, it actually looks pretty cooler than you think. So that's pretty much it for the review. Now, once again, if you already have a Sinanju, this is not much of a big. You're not missing something big. It's just a white Sinanju with a more close combat based weapons. While for me, I didn't own a Sinanju, so I decided to give it a shot. Anyway, so yeah, this isn't really like a must-have kit unless you're a really, big fan of the MS itself. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive HG Weiss Sinanju. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!